Good morning, my cigar smoker fellows. I welcome you to another episode of Cigar Talk. Today, we want to talk about the 5 no-goes in a cigar lounge. Difficult topic, especially since I'm always saying in other reviews and cigar talks that basically there is no rule other than enjoy your cigar. But there are a few things that might be interesting, especially if you're a first timer or if you just were like 3 or 4 times in a lounge and you're still not 100% sure what is going on here, how should I behave, what is okay, what is not okay. So it might be interesting. Stay tuned. Guys, if you wonder about the perspective here, it's still in the same lounge where I'm always doing the videos, but there's one specific reason why I'm sitting here today. I show you. It's the air condition. It's right up above me because it's really, really hot over here in Frankfurt. So that was more or less the only spot where I could do it. Otherwise, I would melt like a snowman in the sun. Alright, guys. Let's go straight to the no-goes. As I said, there are 5. And let's start with the first one. The first no-go in a cigar lounge is do not brag. Okay, guys, what do I mean by that? Is, I'm sitting here like 5 out of 7 days I'm sitting here in this lounge. People coming in, people are leaving. There are some familiar faces, some are strangers, some first timers, different kind of people. And that's what not only I love about a lounge, it's more or less what everybody is loving about a lounge. There's this little society of cigar smokers, and it's just nice to have a conversation, meet other people who are sharing the same passion. But there's a special kind of breed people who are coming in here, and in every other lounge worldwide too. It's a global phenomenon. These are people coming in, they're sitting down, they're smoking the cigar, and like the first thing they are doing is they showing their expensive watch. They're telling other people how fucking rich they are, what they do, what great guys they are, and like here's the photo of that's my horse, that's my house, that's my wife, this and that. Dude, that's just ridiculous. Well, it's not very nice, and not very polite. That's not the style you should show when you're in a cigar lounge. In general, around other people, you can brag a little bit in front of your own mirror, if that is what you need, but not around other people. I think maybe that's not only a cigar lounge no-go, that's a general no-go, right? But especially in a lounge, it happens more often than when I'm sitting in the subway, for example. So might be a combination or has something to do with cigar smoking. You know what happens when you're leaving? Is the other people in the lounge, they're making fun of you because you're a clown. And other than that, I mean, the chances are very, very high that there is someone else in the lounge who is just richer than you are, even if you cannot see it. Like, he's wearing not an expensive watch or not like a $2,000 suit. Never judge a book by its cover, right? So, first no-go, do not brag. Useless, senseless, and not nice. The second no-go, and that also happens very often, is do not rush into conversations. In a lounge it's own area, and inside this area, people are building groups. So, depending on how a lounge is looking like, maybe the same for people always together in one spot, or there's just this lonely wolf who's sitting in the corner. There's a group building inside a lounge, especially when there are people around who are coming more often. And they have their own topics. They know what they're talking about. They know how to talk to each other. They know what might be difficult to discuss and what is okay. Different kind of things. And often there are people who are just one or two times were in the lounge and they don't know what's going on, and they're just joining the conversation. Sometimes you might be lucky and it works out fine, but it's more often that it's not working out, where you're just looking like, why are you talking to me right now? Not a good idea. And you will be the topic, your behavior, for the next couple of times when these guys are sitting together. So don't do that. A good advice might be, when you're first time in the lounge or the second time, sit down, smoke your cigar, listen, check out the people, what are they doing, how do they behave, what topics are okay, what not. Some people are sensitive about a specific topic and others are fine with almost everything. You have to figure out who is who and what is going on here before you just rush into a conversation. So the chances are high that if you're just a nice guy, and most cigar smokers I know are nice guys, frankly, that after, when you were there a few times, or maybe even the first time, that can happen, is people are asking you something, and then before you can say ABC, you're in the conversation. You already joined. You were invited. And that's something different than just rushing in. Try to do that. Maybe not only in a lounge. Maybe that's a general advice. I don't know. Before I'm coming to my next no-go, I'm smoking here a Rocky Patel Edge, and it's a Candela. Look at the burn. Not very good. It's one of my favorites. It's my first cigar today. It's a good start because it's very mild, but the ash is not very good. So give me a second. I need to jump to the ashtray. Looks like a little ship, guys. So what do we do? When there's an overhead like this, you just burn it down. And then after a few puffs, it will fall down automatically. Let's see how it develops. Anyhow, so we had the first no-go, that was do not brag. The second no-go was don't rush into conversations. Let's go to the third no-go, and that is do not bring your own cigars into a lounge. I mean, I even wonder why do I have to explain that, but it happens regularly. People are coming into a lounge and they're having their own cigars. I mean, most of the time, a lounge is something like together with a shop. So, for example, over here, we're in the Davidoff Lounge in Frankfurt. Downstairs, there's the shop, and there's a little stairs going up, and there is the lounge area. So you're going through the shop, and if you not have your own humidor, like, see, they are over here, then before you're going through to the lounge, you're going into the shop, you're buying your cigar, you bring it upstairs, and you smoke it in the lounge area. That's the way it should be, right? I mean, you're not going into a restaurant and bringing your own steak, or you're not going into a pub and have your own bottle of beer. That's crazy, but I mean, that happens. So guys coming in, getting out their cigars and started smoking, and maybe even better idea is offering your own cigars to other people, so that there is no way that the owner of the lounge and the shop can make any money. So that's freaking crazy. Don't do that. The chances are very high that you will get kicked out and you will never come back. So, not a good idea. The fourth no-go, hear my fingers, is be quiet. Not quiet like in a library, but if you really have to answer your mobile phone in the lounge, then try to hold your conversation short and quiet. Same thing is when you're trying to talk to other people in the lounge. Do not yell. That's unnecessary. Unless the guy you are talking to has problem with his ears. But other than that, man, everybody's sitting in a lounge in order to relax. We want to enjoy our cigar. Maybe with a nice conversation with other people we like, or we have something in common. But it's not like in the main railway station where everybody's fucking yelling around their own shit. So, be quiet. If you talk, everybody's talking here, just in a normal volume, you know. But you have people here, they getting their cell phones. It's a lighter, but hello, and then they start yelling around, and that's crazy. I hate that. Everybody here is hating that. So, don't do that. The last no-go, so the fifth no-go, is something alike like rushing into conversations, and it's don't judge. There are different people here with different backgrounds. Here in Frankfurt, for example, in this lounge, we have guys that are just the Frankfurt Stock Exchange is right across the street. If I would stand up and go into the window, I could even see it. So you have people from the stock exchange coming over here, from the banks who are very popular in Frankfurt, they are here. You have the guy who's working in the store next door. You have somebody who's just working in the office. Yes, really different kind of people with different backgrounds. They're looking different, and do not make the mistake and judge people by how they're looking like. Man, I can tell you, here are sitting guys who are looking like, well, not like a bum, but, you know, they're just like a regular guy. And they are, for example, rich as fuck. Or you have artists here. You have so many different people here, and that is the great thing about the Cigar Lounge, and that's in general the great thing about cigar smoking. That's one of the things I really love about cigar smoking and the community. Different people, different backgrounds. You can learn from everybody, and you can teach somebody something. You know, it's like a getting together. And what you can disturb it when you behave like an idiot and talking to people from up to down because you think how they look like they're not as good as they should be in your imagination of how people should look like in a lounge. Not a good idea. Because at the end, we all want to have fun. We all want to relax here. And it's so great. And in general, there are no problems. I loving to be in cigar lounges. And as I said in many reviews and cigar talks and so on, really there is no rule, no general rule, like other than enjoy your cigar. But these no-goes are just things that happen regularly, and I think maybe some people just don't know how to behave. Maybe they think they should do something in a lounge because that's the way it is in their mind, but that's not the way it is. And while I'm the guy who's explaining this in a YouTube video, and I don't know, maybe because like I said, I'm here like 5 times in a week, sometimes 6 days in a week. If they would have opened Sunday, I would probably even Sunday be here and sitting around and smoking my cigar. For a very long time, I'm in this lounge and different other lounges. So, and that's just things that happen in every lounge. So, maybe if you're about to go in a cigar lounge, or if you were already there and you have the feeling that it was not running as good as it should be, maybe this was helpful. I hope so. Guys, if I'm seeing here my recording time, I'm like 17 minutes. That's a little bit longer than the usual cigar talk. But nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because it was a topic that was coming from the heart, you know. Have a good cigar. Have a wonderful day. Maybe we see each other in a lounge one day. Have a good one.